Welcome back to Scout Report. With Manchester City's signing of River Plate star Julian Alvarez generating much excitement over the last 2 weeks, let's take a look at 3 other young South American stars who the European giants should be looking at. Marcos Leonardo. One of the most talked about talents in Brazil over the last few years, Santos forward Marcos Leonardo has recently signed a new contract that keeps him at the club until 2026. And considering his previous deal had a reported release clause of €100 million, it will take a considerable offer to get him out of Vila Belmiro. Still only 18, Leonardo has already made 65 appearances for the Brazilian Giants, scoring 14 goals across all competitions, becoming the 6th youngest scorer in Copa Libertadores history when he netted his first in the competition back in October 2020. Unlike many Brazilian stars, Leonardo's career to this point has required sacrifice. Born and raised in the northeast of the country, he honed his skills through a training program for children from low-income backgrounds. And when he was spotted by Santos at 11 years of age, his whole family made the 950-mile trip to relocate with him to the Sao Paulo coast. He impressed instantly and was fast-tracked into the under-13s, and he ended up scoring over 100 goals as he came through the club's famed academy, which, according to Goal, makes him the club's all-time top goal scorer at youth level, ahead of the likes of Neymar and Rodrigo. As you'd expect from a Santos Academy graduate, Leonardo is super quick and super skillful. And while he's primarily a goal scorer, taking around 3 shots per 90 minutes and playing almost all of his senior football at centre forward, he's more than just a penalty box poacher. While he completes just 1 take on a game, the teenager does enjoy running at opposition defenders, and is particularly good at drawing fouls. Last season he was fouled 4.5 times per 90 minutes, which fares incredibly well next to the masters of the craft. Jack Grealish, who was the most kicked player in the Premier League while at Aston Villa, would win 5 fouls a match, while Eden Hazard was fouled 4 times per game in his final season at Chelsea. Of course, a stat like this may be inflated by the league he's playing in, as he would be coming up against better defences in a top European league. However, the fact only 2 other players to play over 500 minutes in the Brasileirão last term drew more fouls than him suggests he could be a nightmare for any backline following more development. Having recently captained Brazil's under-18s, Leonardo has been tipped to receive a call-up to the senior side. Then the eyes of the world could soon be on him. Manuel Ugarte. Signed by Sporting Club de Portugal for an initial €6.5 million last summer, having been first picked up by fellow Portuguese outfit Famalicão months earlier, Uruguayan midfielder Manuel Ugarte is one of a number of players making up a new exciting generation for the South American nation. Coming through at Montevideo Club Phoenix, Ugarte impressed so much that he was handed his senior debut at just 15, and within 3 years was a regular, even captaining the side before his 18th birthday. At 19 he signed with super agent Jorge Mendes, and after making over 50 appearances in the Uruguayan Primera Division, took the well-trodden route of many Mendes clients in moving to Portugal. And while he's yet to become a regular at Sporting, with Palhinha and Nunes' partnership limiting him to just 6 starts across the league and Champions League, he's looked promising when he's been on the pitch, and has started to feature more prominently in the side of late. Strong in the challenge and an excellent reader of the game too, Ugarte makes 5.7 tackles and interceptions per 90. The most in Ruben Amorim's squad, and super impressive given the side average almost 60% possession. But you don't earn a move to one of Europe's best talent producers for just being a destroyer, and the 20-year-old is just as good with the ball at his feet. As all top defensive midfielders need to be these days, Ugarte is super press resistant, completing 2.2 dribbles per game with a 92% success rate. And he also has excellent vision, completing 5 long balls a match, another metric in which he leads the Sporting squad. It would also rank him joint 7th among outfield players in the Premier League, alongside Liverpool pair Virgil van Dijk and Thiago. With just over 500 minutes of football played in the league so far this term, these numbers won't have a truly meaningful effect on the side's fortunes just yet. But they are an indication of an incredibly well-rounded midfielder who has the skill set to slot in at an elite club in a few years' time. And while he has the likes of Rodrigo Bentancur, Lucas Torreira and Nahit Hernandez to contend with in the Uruguayan national setup, he did earn his first cap last September. Discipline is something he may need to improve on, as he currently commits 3 fouls per 90, the most in the Sporting squad. But this is something that is bound to come down as he gains more first-team experience. In any case, it isn't something we think fans should be concerned about. With João Paulinho recently linked with both Wolves and Manchester United in the Premier League, there could be a more regular starting berth for Ugarte come the summer. and if he can sustain the kind of numbers we've seen from him in limited game time this term, then it won't be long before bigger clubs come sniffing. With a €60 million release clause, he stands to make Sporting a lot of money. Alain Velasco. We finish up with one of Argentina's hottest prospects. Alain Velasco was recently snapped up by MLS franchise FC Dallas, a move billed by the Texan outfit as the biggest signing in the history of the club. And considering they've become one of America's very best talent developers, with Ricardo Pepi, Brian Reynolds and Tanner Tessman all departing the Toyota Stadium for clubs in Europe's top 5 leagues since last summer, it is possibly one of the best moves he could have made. At 19 years of age, Velasco already has almost 70 senior appearances to his name, having made his debut for Argentinian giants Independiente when he was just 16, and has continually impressed since. A versatile forward who plays predominantly on the left where he can cut inside on his right foot, the teenager spent a lot of time also playing on the right and through the centre during the 2021 campaign, finishing with a goal and 5 assists in 24 appearances, starting every game for which he was available. And his underlying numbers suggest that this output will improve in the future. Last term he took 1.8 shots per 90, the majority of which came from outside the box, a ratio we'd expect to see come down as he develops his game in the final third, and he was also the side's top creator, laying on 2.5 chances a match, which is more than Jack Grealish is averaging in a super dominant Manchester City side this season. For context, Independiente finished 9th in the Primera Division, ranked 7th for possession and 20th for shots per game, so Velasco was having to do an awful lot of work in attack. In this sense, he's similar to the Grealish that we saw at Aston Villa, dropping deep and starting to build up, often deciding to take players on rather than pick the easy pass, and providing the majority of the side's ball progression on his own. This can be seen in his superb dribbling stats. The youngster beat his man an outstanding 5.1 times per 90 last term, a figure that ranked him top in Argentina among players to have played more than 500 league minutes, and is only beaten by Adama Traore in Europe's top 8 leagues this term. At just 5'6", Velasco is not a physically imposing player on first appearance, but his mix of pace, balance, agility and courage on the ball will make him a nightmare for defenders in the MLS. Considering he's Dallas's all-time record signing at $7 million, fans will certainly hope he delivers on his promise. And working under the recently appointed Nico Estevez, who spent 7 years coaching in the Valencia youth setup during the 2000s, the young forward should be in safe hands. If he can continue his upward trajectory, then he will surely follow in the footsteps of Reynolds and Pepi in the not too distant future. Previously linked with both Newcastle and Brighton, with a bit more experience, Velasco would be an exciting addition to a middling side with European ambitions. So that was our 3 South American wonderkids that your club should sign, but who have we missed out? Let me know in the comments below. Click on screen now for more great Euro Football Daily content, and remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on. We'll catch you next time.